Hi, my name's Nico. If we haven't practiced together yet, nice gentle flow today. It's a Sunday for me, so taking it pretty easy. Let's get started in a child's pose. So big toes to touch, knees out wide. You can reach your hands forward, or maybe if that feels like a lot for the shoulders, immediately you can swoop the hands down by your hips. Starting with a few breaths to bring us into the moment. Start by taking a big inhale through your nose to fill. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Two more, inhale, lift, fill, open, feel your rib cage, your belly, your heart space expand. And then as you exhale, see if you can melt down into the earth, maybe reach the hands a little farther forward, lengthen through the spine. One more time, just like that. Big inhale through the nose, fill, feel that lifting and opening, expansion. And then as you exhale, ground into the earth. Next inhale, let's bring your shoulders on top of the wrists, finding tabletop position. Starting to move through the wrists, we'll bring the fingers out wide, moving the shoulders right and left. And then maybe once you do this a few times, you start to move in circles, bringing the shoulders around and hips around, and bringing it all the way back. And then we'll bring the fingers to face the knees if that feels okay. Maybe you start to move the hips back, stretching through the fronts of the wrists. And then totally optional, but if it feels okay for you, maybe you tuck your toes and see if you can hover your knees for a moment. And set them back down. Switch your left hand so that your fingers are facing forward. Reach your right hand all the way up overhead, lengthening. Take a few big shoulder circles through that right shoulder, opening up, expanding. And then take it the other way. Lovely. Let's plant the right hand down. Press into the balls of the feet. Hover the knees up off the ground for a moment. Again, we'll be off the wrists in a second, I promise. Keep your left knee hovered. Let's squeeze your right heel towards that right glute. We'll tap right knee towards right elbow. Inhale, press that right foot back behind. Keeping the left knee hovered if that feels okay. Two more. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach. Last one, exhale, tap. Inhale, three-legged dog. Reach the right leg high up towards the sky. To scorpion, open up through the right side body. Stack your right hip on top of the left. Maybe coming up onto the right fingertips. Shine the heart space underneath your right armpit. And then let's bring it all the way forward. Lizard lunge. Plant your right foot outside of the right hand. Drop your left knee down. Come up onto the fingertips and just see if you can open up through the heart space for a moment. Put it down into your left hand. Lift your left knee. As you inhale, reach your right hand all the way up and around. And then as you exhale, reach your right hand forward. And then underneath, swooping towards that left knee. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, reach up and around. Maybe you drop the left knee. Maybe you bend the left knee. And then exhale, lift the hips up, swoop that right hand underneath. Inhale, drop the left knee, reach the right hand back. Maybe it taps that left foot. And then swoop it all the way up and around, lift the hips. Last time, drop the knee. This time we'll hold. Again, maybe you hold here. Maybe you bend the left knee, maybe you grab the left foot if that feels available right now. No pressure if it doesn't. This time, let's find Malasana Frog Squat. Bring both hands inside your right foot, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, bring your left foot forward. Sink the hips low, maybe they find a block. Bring the hands together, and then again, if a block feels better here to support the body, let's just make sure that the spine is nice and long. And then we'll take some wrist circles, so start to move the hands around. The outsides of the wrist will touch, and then the insides will touch. Starting to shake out all that pressure that we put on them through our tabletops and our planks and our down dogs, our handstands. And then let's forward fold. Next exhale, let it go. Lift the hips. Bring your feet to hip width distance apart. Bend the knees deeply. Let the heart space go. One vertebrae at a time. Let's roll all the way up. Bend the knees. Rolling up to our Tadasana mountain pose. Standing tall, shrug out the shoulders a couple times. And then let's bring the hands out to a T. Swoop your right hand across the heart space. Hook up and underneath with the left arm, pulling that right arm. Stretching the outside of the right shoulder. Make sure this right arm is nice and long and straight. That's what gets you the stretch. And then if it feels okay, we'll move into eagle arms, bringing the right elbow on top of the left elbow. If not, you can give yourself a big hug with right elbow on top of the left elbow, and then let's sink down into our chair pose. Bending into the knees, lifting the heart space. We'll take a few cat-cows like this. As you inhale, lift the elbows. As you exhale, tap the elbows down in between the knees. 2 more, inhale, lift. And exhale, tap. 1 more, inhale, lift. And exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Release the arms, upward salute. Reach tall through the hands. Then exhale, forward fold. Let it go, dive over the hips. As you inhale, find your halfway lift, lengthen through the heart space. And then exhale, plant the hands, walk your feet back. I like to take little steps to begin to our high plank. Pressing into the hands, puffing up through the back of the heart space. Let's hold here for a few breaths. Maybe the knees stay up, maybe they come down, and then we lower all the way down to the earth. Flip to the tops of the feet. Inhale, cobra pose. Press the hips down, lift the heart high. Exhale, let it go. Let's bring our hands out wide, so fingertips underneath the elbows, elbows reaching up towards the sky, and then we'll do it a couple more times. So inhale, cobra, lift. Exhale, drop the right shoulder, look over the left. Hold there. See if you can find that stretch through the front of the right shoulder. Inhale, bring it up through center. Exhale, drop your left shoulder, look over the right. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, lower down, plant your hands, and then press yourself back to your child's pose. Letting the heart space melt. Returning to those grounding breaths, letting your inhales lift, open, expand as your exhales ground you down, feeling the earth. When you're ready, find tabletop. Bring your shoulders back up on top of the wrists. We'll plant down into the right hand this time. Inhale, reach that left hand high up towards the sky. Taking a few big shoulder circles, letting that shoulder drop as the hand drops. I'm not very good at it, but I try not to let the hips move so that we're really moving through our upper spine, our thoracic spine as we do this. And then we'll plant the left hand. Tuck your toes. If it feels okay for you, we'll hover the knees again. Keep your right knee hovering. Squeeze your left heel towards the left glute. And then we'll exhale, tap left knee towards left elbow. Inhale, press the left foot back. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach. Last one. Exhale, tap. This time, three-legged dog as we inhale, press that left leg high all the way into scorpion. Left hip stacks. Open up. Moving our way all the way into lizard lunge, we'll plant the left foot outside the left hand. Let that right knee drop, come up onto fingertips, and pull the heart space forward. We'll plant the right hand, lift the right knee as we reach the left hand high. And then as you inhale, we'll let the hips drop, reach the left hand back. As we exhale, we'll swoop the left hand forward, lifting the hips, reaching your left hand underneath the legs towards the right knee. We'll do that a few times, breath to movement. So as you inhale, drop the right knee. Maybe you bend it and tap the toes. And then as you exhale, lift the hips, swoop the left hand through. Inhale, right knee drops. Tap the toes if that's available. And then we lift the hips, reach the left hand through. One more, drop the right knee. Maybe you bend it, maybe you grab it. We hold here. And release. Bring your right foot forward to meet the left for Vinyasa, frog squat. This time, let's see if we can bring the hands back behind us, fingertips facing out wide, and we'll lift the hips for our reverse tabletop position, holding here for a few deep breaths. And drop the hips. Walk or swoop the hands back forward to Malasana. Take a big inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Bring the feet to hip width distance apart. Bend the knees deeply, and then one vertebrae at a time, we roll all the way up. Shrugging out the shoulders. And then bringing your hands to a T. Swoop your left hand across the heart space, right elbow hooks underneath. And then you can stay here or find a hug or find eagle arms. Left elbow comes on top of the right elbow. And then we'll sink into chair pose. Bending deep into the knees. See if you can keep that spine long as you lift. Big inhale to lift the elbows if that feels good. Exhale, tap your elbows in between the knees. A couple more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. We'll release the arms, upward salute, reach high through the fingertips. And then exhale, forward fold, let the heart space go. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, walk your feet back to your high plank position. Option to go through cobra like we did earlier, or we'll find full connecting vinyasa back to downward. Exhale, come halfway into chaturanga. Inhale through your upward facing, pull your heart space through. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Taking a big inhale through the nose, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Inhale, three-legged dog, lift your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, pull it through, runner's lunge, plant your right foot inside the right hand. Finding grounding in the feet first, hip width distance apart with the feet, and then hands come high up towards the sky, high lunge crescent. Maybe bending into that left knee to really pull the shoulders on top of the hips. Find the breath here, find the balance. Find a modified pyramid as we exhale. Pull the heart space forward, reach the hands back, keep lengthening through the spine. Make sure the spine is nice and long and straight as you find it almost horizontal to the ground. Start to bend into your right knee. Find warrior three with hands at heart. Launch into the right foot. We'll be here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to bend the left knee. Pull it through, half staff. Bring the shoulders on top of the hips. Lift the left knee high. Figure 4 across the left ankle on top of the right knee. Sink the hips low. Again, staying here with the breath. Lift the left knee back up. Bring the hands to a T. Eagle arms, right elbow on top of the left. Eagle legs, left elbow on top, or left knee on top of the right. Find the breath. Find your drishti, your non-moving focus point. Sink down into the hips, pull the shoulders on top. Keep the legs as they are, release the hands, bring them up overhead. As you straighten the legs, we'll cross that left ankle in front of the right. One breath, we'll cactus the arms open through the heart. Inhale to reach tall through the fingertips. Exhale, forward fold, dive over the hips. Your left foot should be crossed in front of the right. Grounding down into your left foot. Swoop that right leg up and back. Find your grounded airplane. Lift the heart. And then runner's lunge. Drop your right foot to the back of the mat. Drop your right knee down. Anjaneyasana. Lift through the heart space. Hands reach tall. Maybe thumbs to the nape of the neck as you offer your heart towards the sky. Runner's lunge, plant the hands, lift your right knee. Bring your left foot back to your three-legged plank. So hover it up off the ground. Keep the left knee where it is, but bend it. And then lower all the way down to the earth. Grabbing your left foot with your left hand, option 1 to stay here, or option 2, half bow, Ardha Dhanurasana, lift the heart by kicking your foot into your hand. And release, let it go. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, press yourself all the way up and back. Downward facing dog. Syncing the breath together, take a big inhale through your nose, fill. Open mouth, exhale, release. Inhale, three-legged dog, lift the left leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull it through. Find your runner's lunge. Ground down into the feet first. Find the balance. Once you have it, then hands come up to high crescent lunge. Maybe bending deep into that right knee to really pull the shoulders on top of the hips. And then we pull it through, modified pyramid, heart space forward, lengthen through the legs, reach your hands back. Warrior 3 with hands at heart, start to bend into your left knee. Launch into your left foot, right leg lifts. Breathe here for 4, 3, 2. Bend your right knee, pull it through, half staff to figure 4 across your right ankle on top of the left knee, sink the hips low. Start to lift up through the heart space in the right knee. This time left elbow on top of the right for eagle arms, right knee on top of the left eagle legs. Pull the heart space back, lengthen through the spine, sink into the knees. Release the arms, bring them up overhead. As you release the legs, cross your right foot in front of the left. Take an exhale, open through the heart space, cactus your arms. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Your right foot should be crossed in front of the left, getting a nice gentle stretch through that left IT band. Grounding down into your right foot, swooping that left leg up and back to your grounded airplane, and then all the way back into your Anjaneyasana. Drop your left knee down, reach through the hands, thumbs to the nape of the neck, open through the heart. Three-legged plank, we'll plant the hands, lift your left knee, kick your right foot back, but keep it hovered. Find the strength in the core, bend your right knee, lower yourself all the way down. Maybe grabbing that right foot and just holding there. Maybe kicking your right foot into your right hand, open through the heart. And we release. Let's make our way back into our child's pose. When you're ready, maybe hands swoop back towards the heels. Maybe we give our head and our forehead just a gentle rock and sway back and forth. Let's meet in tabletop. Hands forward, hips over the knees. Again, we'll tuck the toes, hover the knees up off of the ground. This time, we'll start to bring your right heel towards your right glute. The left hand will reach or lift, and then we'll pull that right knee underneath. All the way through, left hand will plant behind us. We're in that reverse tabletop that we did earlier. Press your hips up towards the sky. And come back through. Again, left hand lifts. Left hand plants as the right foot swoops back underneath. Then drop your knees down. Kick your right foot all the way around, pulling your right knee behind the left. Press your hips back towards your heels. And if this is enough for you, you might hang out here. If you want full Gomukhasana, we'll sink your hips all the way between the heels. We'll bring our right hand up overhead. Left hand down. Maybe the hands grab back behind us, lengthening through the heart. Maybe folding forward as much as feels good for you. You can always let go of the hands. You can find a different hip opener. Let's be here for about 10 breaths. Release the hands if you have them. Come back onto the knees. Keeping your legs crossed, tuck the toes, lift the hips for a cross-legged downward dog. Drop the knees back down. Unravel that right knee, take a couple big hip circles. And then plant it back down on the earth. Pressing into the hands, tuck the toes, hover the knees, this time left heel towards the left glute. And then we'll start to swing that left knee underneath. The right hand will lift up. Planting the left foot, planting the right hand behind, press your hips up towards the sky. You can drop the hips a little bit. Again, right hand lifts, left foot lifts, bring it back through. Drop your right knee to the ground, and then swing that left knee all the way around, cross it behind the right, press hips back towards heels. And this might feel good to hang out here for you, or you might want to sink your hips all the way back in between the heels, right knee on top of the left. For Gomukhasana legs, if you want Gomukhasana arms, left hand goes up, right hand goes down, reaching for the hands back behind you if that feels good. Release the arms if you have them. Plant the hands as you come onto the knees. Tuck your toes with those feet crossed. Lift your hips up. Cross-legged downward facing just for a moment. Lower your knees back down to the ground. Keep your right knee where it is. Uncross the left knee. Take a couple big hip circles there. Dropping your left knee down. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips downward facing dog. Inhale to look forward in between the hands, and then exhale, step, walk, hop, or float. Bring your feet to the hands, sink the hips all the way down, lowering all the way down to the earth. Bring your right knee with you as you come, left leg stretches out in front of you. And then drop your right knee over towards the left, open it up, find your supine twist. Maybe you bend that left knee and grab the left foot with the right hand if you want something a little bit deeper. Release that left foot, bring the right knee through center. Maybe you grab back behind the leg. Maybe you stretch that right foot up towards the sky. Maybe you walk the hands up the leg towards the ankle. If that feels okay in the hamstring, just gently pulling that ankle towards the face. Letting it shake if it needs to. Release the right foot, plant it to the earth. Bring your left foot to meet it, press into the feet, lift your hips up towards the sky, bridge pose. Maybe you scoot the shoulders underneath, maybe the hands interlace underneath the lower back, pressing into the feet to lift the hips high up towards the sky. Gently release, lower yourself all the way back down. Bring your left knee into your chest as the right leg extends long. Supine twist, drop your left knee over towards the right, open up through the arms. Maybe you start to bend the right knee, maybe you capture the right foot with your left hand. Release the right foot if you have it. Bring the left knee up through center. Again, maybe you hang out here. Maybe you interlace the hands behind the left leg. Maybe you start to straighten-ish through that left leg. Maybe you start to walk your hands up towards that left ankle, pulling it towards your nose and your face. Letting it shake. I always shake here, especially when I flex my foot. Breathing into it. This time we'll bend both of the knees, bring them into the chest, give yourself a big squeeze. And then we release into Savasana pose, extending the legs and the arms long, lifting through the heart, letting yourself relax. Let's take one big breath together to intentionally sink down into this posture. Start by exhaling all of your air out. Big inhale through the nose to fill. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for practicing with me. If you would like to stay here a little longer, please feel free to do so. Until next time.